Hi, I'm Dennis.
I'm Hunter.
I'm Homeboy.
I'm Brian.
And today we'll be talking about the AmpLab soldering certification process. So, one of the things that really attracted me to the AmpLab to begin with was the AmpLab soldering certification process, where you actually get a mentor to sit down with you and go through an entire PCB board soldering different parts onto it. So one of the reasons why I wanted to actually sit down and learn this soldering was because I've broken many a headphone and speaker in the past, and really, without knowing soldering skills, there wasn't any way to fix them easily. So I wanted to learn soldering so I could make these quick fixes and save some money. So the current process of soldering certification in most classes, if they even have any, is to watch some videos made by Bob and take a quiz and get 80%. And while that's a good introduction to soldering, you don't really learn much, because a lot of what soldering is sitting down and actually doing it. And in other classes, I hear a lot of stories like, oh, well, I watched the videos and then I went to solder and I didn't do it very well. So what the AmpLab wanted to do was to kind of take that out, where you actually get your practical experience before you go off and do what you actually want to do for your project. So Hunter, why did you want to learn soldering?
Well, I've been soldering for a long time, actually, since probably I was in middle school or something, and I'd been on some design teams here at Tech where I had to solder some electronic components for them, but I never had anybody really teach me how to solder. So the way I was soldering really was just kind of the way I thought it should be, and it wasn't a very good way to solder. Sometimes it would work, and sometimes it wouldn't work, and I really wanted to get a good foundation and understand the basics of soldering. And another great thing is that I wanted to learn how to do surface mount soldering, because I had no idea how to even begin that. I didn't even know it could be done with by yourself. I thought you had to have some kind of special equipment to do surface mount soldering.
And Humbo, why did you want to learn soldering?
Yes, that's interesting part of the question. I think I'm a little bit different. I'm not in electrical engineer. I'm not in computer engineer. I'm even not in computer science. So I'm just totally different, not very related. I'm in industrial engineering. So usually people in industrial engineering are not interested in anything about electronic stuff. What they do, usually just go to any website and buy the things. First of all, I think I'm interested in doing a lot of things. I just don't want to buy it, and actually I won't do it. And for a long time, actually it's more than 5 years, I always have such thinking. In one day, hopefully I can do something by myself.
And Brian, why did you want to learn soldering?
I wanted to learn soldering because basically when I first thought I wanted to be a computer engineer, I thought, hey, I want to build circuit boards that go on computers. After you take some classes, you realize that's not quite what's going to happen, but being able to prototype things is always good, and being able to actually make things and know how things work a little bit better is always good. If you take apart a car or something, it's always nice if you can actually take it apart, not just put it together. So if you need to fix something, it's nice to be able to design for that so you can know what you're doing. A lot of my friends that I talk to, they have really weird perceptions of what they think soldering is or how to solder. They think they know how, and then I asked them, I was like, okay, well, how do you guys do it? And you hear things that just don't make any sense, and you're like, okay, well, you need someone to actually teach you who knows how and knows the good habits and the best ways to do things, or good ways to do things, or can teach you a different way that may be better for you.
So the AmpLab soldering certification process involves you taking a pre-made or pre-designed PCB board and basically soldering all the different components onto it. And what it entails is you sign up with one of the mentors and you go through and actually solder together the board. And what I really liked about this entire process was the fact that if I ever ran into trouble, I could just turn to my mentor and ask him, hey, I'm having a little bit of trouble soldering this part on. How would you approach this? And actually being able to see and hear an explanation about why that would be the way to do it, as opposed to what I was trying to do before and not really having it work. And that's what really, I guess, I took away from the soldering certification. Actually hearing someone else that has that experience explain why they do it in that way, rather than just saying like, oh, this is the way to do it, no explanation. So Hunter, you went through the soldering certification process. What did you like about it?
Well, one thing I liked a lot was the fact that we actually got to learn by soldering a real board that was actually useful. So it was kind of cool because when you're finished, you actually have a board that can do something cool, and you actually put it together yourself. Another thing I liked is just the format of it, where you would solder the board and have someone there with you that could go through the difficult parts and kind of guide you through them and show you how they would do it. And you could actually learn by watching them, which is a whole lot easier than watching a video and then trying to do it yourself. It's just a whole lot more reassuring when you see someone, and even when you see them make a mistake or something, that's good because it shows that that you will make mistakes and how to fix your mistakes. So it was really cool to get to see some of these little teeny surface mount parts that you could barely even see the leads, and have somebody show you that you can actually solder those, because before that I would have thought it would have been hopeless to ever get one of those things soldered on. So that was really interesting to see.
And Humbo, I know you're not completely done with the process yet, but you're going through it right now. Your thoughts?
Yes. For my thinking, here is, I like the idea is, the being more close. If we're in a class, you possibly also can learn to solder, but not that close. And here, like the instructor is very, they can show you, like Bob can show you really how it works, how you control your hands, what's posture to use, what's the steps you need to follow, and it's really close. And also not only that, like the team members in the AMP lab is also very close. For example, Brian, and that day I just met Brian there, I happened there, and he showed me, because he had experience, and he showed me how to, to hold soldering. I mean, I learned a lot from Brian as well. That's just like AMP lab memory. So, and I think the AMP lab is running in the way that it's running by students. The students very close. They're just like friends. They help each other. That's really a good way to do things. That's my feel.
And Brian, what did you take away from this process, or what did you like?
What I got from the process was the person who's helping you actually explains multiple ways to do things, or recommended ways, so you can kind of try all of them and say, okay, well, I'm better this way, or I like this way. And also, I mean, if you just try soldering by yourself, it'll work, like the parts will be connected, but you don't know what you're really looking for to make a good connection or stuff like that. So if it doesn't work, you have no idea how to take the solder off or why it didn't work. So if you actually have someone teaching you, you can actually really get into the circuit and be a better circuit designer and stuff.
And one of the things that I would like to see is, I guess, more of an expansion of the mentor program, where we have people completing the certification and then going on to teach others about it. One example that is really great, actually, is Bob teaching Kevin Lee the advanced surface mount soldering, and now Kevin's teaching Alex. And so I guess I want to see more of an expansion of that kind of situation, where people learning or taking the basic soldering certification can then turn around and teach other people that want to take it.
I think the process is going pretty well. A lot of people that we talk to think that it takes a long time or it's really hard. It pretty much just takes as long of a time as you need. If you want to spend a long time at the beginning really learning exactly what perfect soldering leads look like or stuff like that, you take as long as you need. That's why you've got different mentors. So if one person's busy, you can go to somebody else. So, or if you just want to get a board done, know how to solder but not be perfect at it, you can just go as fast as you want.